Hello everybody. In this screencast, we're going to look at creating a single screen application, which is the blood alcohol content level calculator application. And basically the application is just a single screen. The user is asked to enter their weight, gender, they set their weight, and then once they do that, the weight is set, and then they're able to add drinks. And then whenever they add a drink, then the number of drinks gets updated, and then the BSE level gets updated. Now, how to calculate the BSE? It's based on a formula that's included here. We'll look at the formula in more detail, but then it's just one screen, and based on your level, there are the screen changes its color. You know, this indicator changes its color. You are safe if the BSE is between 0 and 0.8. If it's between 0.8 and 0.2, be careful. And then if it's above 0.2, over the limit. And you see here the text and the color changes based on that. All right, and then there are several components. Like, for example, when you look at it here, there is an edit text. This is a radio group, a button, some text views. Also, you have a radio group. You have seek bar here that we could use, and then buttons, and then these are all labels. So let's start by creating the layout, and then we'll look at how we can write the code for this application. So now, when we're creating, let's create the application first. So here is the Android Studio, and we create a new project, and I'll call it the BSE calculator project. So here it is. I'll pick also the empty activity, and I'm going to call it BSE calculator project calculator. All right, so here it is, and make sure that you pick Java and click on finish, and here's the BSE calculator being created. Now the layout is going to include several texts, so we can go in and create the string. So I'll go in and create my string file. Maybe I can make this a little bit smaller so that we can have both of them on the screen. Here's the layout that I'm interested in building. Okay, here is the layout that I'm interested in building, and here is the application. All right, good. So where is my layout? Here's the layout. Here it is, and we'll start from top to bottom. Here it is a constraint layout. Okay, and you could see that there is a little bit of a margin between the components and the edge here. So what I could do is I could go to code, and this is the constraint layout. I'll just give it a little bit of a padding. So I'd say padding, let's say 10 dp. Okay, now if you go back to the design, you'll see that now when I pick the edit text and post it here, you see that even if I say that I wanted to align the edge, there is a little bit of a padding. So basically I just added a padding, and it took care of this situation where I don't have to create margins for each one of them and so on. So here is the first edit text. Now I know that this is going to be the weights in LBS. So basically I can type it here, or I can click here, and I click on add string value, or it is, and it's going to be the weight LBS, and the value is going to be weight LBS, and I click on OK, and here it is, and now it shows weight LBS. All right, good. So now, and then I have an edit text. Here is an edit text, and it's a number that is decimal. I'll just drag it, drop this one here, up, and then I want it to go all the way here, and then this guy I want it to be aligned to the top and to the bottom, and it centers it, and we're good. Click once and twice so that the width is 0. Let's give it a little bit of a margin, and here we are. This is the weight, and so on. So now the hint, I click on it, I click on plus again, string the string value, and this is going to be the enter weight hint, enter weight. Right, here it is, and okay, and now it says enter weight. Good. So now we're good here with this. We can give it even a good name here. So basically I'm going to call it, for example, this is the the edit text weight. Here it is. All right. So I have the edit text for the weight, and now I need to create a ready group. Oh, first the label. Here's the text view, and then this one goes to the top here, and then to the left here. Get a little bit of a margin, and then I go in a radio group. Here's the radio group. I drag it, I drop it, and the radio group goes here, and then the end goes here, and then basically aligns to, let's say, to the top here. Oops. And then we need a little bit of a margin so that I could see it. It's very small, right? But let's say it's the radio group, and then we need to add radio buttons. Radio, here's the first radio button, add it here, add another radio button, 2 radio buttons, here it is, and another radio button, and I have the radio buttons under here. Now what I also need to consider is this radio group. I want it to be orientation. I want its orientation to be so basically if I go back to split, it shows me the code. Where is the radio group? Here is the radio group. Is there something called orientation? And I want it to be horizontal, right? So basically when I change the orientation for it to horizontal, it changes to be like this. So basically how did I do that? I just went into the code. I say orientation and horizontal. All right. You can also change it in the design. You just pick the radio group. Here's the radio group, and then if you scroll down a little bit, orientation, and then you can pick, is it vertical or horizontal? All right. Okay, so we have the radio group. We set it up like this. Let's go all the way up. Click once and then click twice. It's not that happy, so I'll do Control Z. All right. So now wrap content is fine. Now what I will do is I will remove this constraint, and now it aligns here, and then this text view, I'll just make it go up and make it go here, and then for the radio group, it's already attached to the text, so now just let's give it a little bit of a margin, and here we are, we have our radio group. Okay, good. So we have male and female, so then you need to go in here and change the text here. So basically click here, I'll call this plus value female. Here it is. Okay, here it is. And okay, so we have female, and we also have the other one, and click on the here, add plus string value male. All right, and okay, so here it is. I have male and female. Now if you want to pre-check this one, so you want this one to be pre-checked, so what you could do is click here, and now you see the female is by default the one that is checked. All right, so I have female, the one that is by default checked, and male. Now we just need to give them radio good IDs. Radio button female, and enter, and go here, and then the second one is radio button male. Okay, let me change it again. Male. Okay, here we are. So I have the ready button set up. This is the ready group for gender. All right, here it is. So now I have the ready group for the gender, and then this one is going to be the gender. So I click on that, click on plus string value. All right, and okay, and I have the gender thing set up. Cool. And then we need a button. Here is the button. Maybe 16 is too big here, make it a little bit smaller. Okay, good. Now here is a button. The button goes all the way to the edge, and then all the way to the edge, and it's going to be under the radio group. 1, 2, give it a little bit of a margin, and here we go. So here is the button, and this is set weight. Right, here it is. The string for the button, scroll down a little bit. Common attributes, there is a text, click on here, click on plus string value, set weight. All right, okay, and here is set weight setup. If you don't want it to be capitalized, what we can do is we can click on the text style, all caps once, and then all caps again, and here it is, doesn't show set weight. All right, I clicked here. All right, so we have the button set up. Now we need the text view to oops, what happened here? Okay, here is the text view. We have a text view to display the weight, and then text view to display the weight that was selected. We need one for the drink size. We need one for the alcohol percentage, all right? And then a couple of buttons. So let's set up this one. This one is here under, this is the weight, so this is under this one, and here is the little bit of a margin. Maybe we make it a little bit bigger. 8 is fine, okay. We can make it bigger if we want. Alright, so here's a little bit bigger, and then this one goes here, and it's at the top, goes all the way here, and then maybe 1, 2, a little bit of a margin, and this is going to be, click on this, edit string value, we'll call it weight, and here we are. It shows weight, and then this one is the weight that is selected, right? And then this one is going to be the drink size. Here it is. Here, give it a little bit of a margin, and then similarly we click here, and we're gonna click on the plus sign, string value, drink size, and here we are. Okay, and okay, here it is. And then we also need a radio group. Here's the radio group, we put it here, and then we need radio buttons that are associated with the radio group. Here it has to be under it, so it is one radio button again. Here is another radio button, and another radio button. Here is another radio button. So we have 3 radio buttons under that. Good, so here they are. Here is the radio group. We need to change its orientation. Okay, so we scroll down, and here's the radio group. Orientation is horizontal. Here we are. And then basically this one goes under here, and this one goes here, and the end is here. Okay, and let's give it a little bit of a margin. Here we are. And then the drink size maybe was to the top. We want to add it to, let's say the bottom is here, and then maybe the is here, and then the radio group goes to the drink size. Here we are. Okay, good. So now we have the drink size, we have the radio buttons, right? And then this one is going to be the radio button for what? This is the drink size. Okay, drink size. Here we are. Radio button 1 is the 1 Oz, so basically it's going to be 1 Oz. Okay, that's this one, and the text for it is going to be 1 Oz. So I'll go here, add a string value. Okay, I'll call it 1 Oz, and this is going to be 1 Oz. You have to keep in mind that the name of the string cannot have space in it, but the value can, right? So this is the second one, and so the first one, what did we call it? It's 1 Oz, and the second one we'll call it, this is the 5 Oz, so it's going to be 5 Oz. Alright, and we go here, click on that, click on plus, string value 5 Oz, and this is 5 Oz. There it is. Okay, and then similarly the last one, the radio button, is going to be the 12 Oz. Press enter. Here it is. And then similarly here, click on plus, string value 12 underscore Oz, and here we are, 12 Oz. Okay, and okay. So here we are, right? We have the radio button size. Here it is, and then we can do. Okay, we're good here. We have that. Right, we can even, for the radio group size, we can just relax this constraint. It will move all the way here. Give this guy a little bit of a margin. Here is a margin, and we're good. So we have the drink and so on, right? We have the drink size and done. Then we have some buttons that we're going to add. So we already, the alcohol. Okay, so the alcohol percentage here is, so basically this guy is all the way to the left, and then we want it under here. Add a little bit of a margin. So we have, this is going to be alcohol percentage. So click on here, click on plus here, alcohol percentage, and here is alcohol percentage colon. All right. Okay, so here is alcohol percentage, and then we know that there is also a text field or a text view that we need to add on the side here. I'll do that also here. Here is a text view that is on the side. Here is one, and let's say this is aligned with this. Okay, and now this one is going to be some numbers. So basically it's going to be the alcohol percentage, right? So this is going to be the alcohol percentage, whatever they are picking. And we need a seek bar. Here's the seek bar, goes from here. The seek bar goes from here all the way to here, and then let's say the seek bar is under this guy. Okay, and let's give it a little bit of a margin. Here we are. And then what we could do is we can make this one to here, and then similarly this one to the top of the seek bar. And then the seek bar, we just click once, click twice, and then it occupies the whole distance, and we just add a little bit of a margin on both sides, and here we are, we have our seek bar. Now, okay, we look at the seek bar. Whenever we work with seek bars, you have to ask yourself what is the maximum, right, of the seek bar, and what's the current value. So basically, if you scroll down a little bit here, the maximum will make it 30. If you look at the document, it says that the maximum is 30, right? So I did that already. I picked the seek bar, I set the maximum to 30. All right, good. So we are done with the alcohol percentage. Maybe give this a little bit of a margin, but I think we're good. So we have the seek bar. Now we add two buttons. Here's the first button, and then we add the second button. Here's one, goes all the way up here, and let's give it a little bit of a margin. And then this is the other button. Here's one, and here we go, and we give it a little bit of a margin, and we're good. So we have these two buttons, and basically we can do something like we want to center them. We can do that. Can we add this one to here? And then what if I click here and add it here? It can't. You know, it's either don't need this constraint, so I'm gonna click here. So I have the two buttons just for the time being, right? So here we are, and it's 8, and then similarly this guy is 8. Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is this button is going to be reset. This is my reset button. Call it reset. Here's the reset button, and then this button is going to be the add drink button. All right, so that's this. Here's the reset button. We go all the way down here. We click on the plus sign here, and then we'll call it add string value reset. Here it is. And then similarly, this one is going to be click here. This is add drink. All right, so string value add drink, and here we are. So we have the two buttons. All right, so we have the two buttons here, right? So what I would like to do is maybe I would like the two buttons to center the screen like this. This means I need a reference that goes all the way here that is at the center of the screen, right? So now if I look at layouts, there's a space, and I don't know what this space is. Maybe we can play with this. Maybe I pick this space and put it here, and maybe put it here. And so that's the space, but I need that space to allow me to do, so basically let me delete this. So what if I take that space, right, and drag it and drop it here, and then I take the space all the way to the end here, and then all the way to the end here, and then I take this one and I move it to the side of the space, and then similarly I move this one to the side of the space, you know, and the space itself, you know, I take the space itself, and maybe I can where is the space here? Here's the space. I take it and maybe put it stop at here, so that at least I use it as just a reference. You know, the space is just a reference. Maybe I can also put it under this one. So basically this is the space. So the space allows me to figure out where the center of the screen is. Okay. Now what I could do is I could now click once, twice. It occupies the whole space, 1 and 2. And now I could go in the space and, or maybe this guy, and give it a little bit of a right margin. Here's the right margin, and then similarly this guy, give it a little bit of a left margin. And here they are. I have them centered. You know, I use the space as a reference, and it allows me to do that. Okay, good. So we are done with this side of the app. right? Now, what about the number of drinks, BAC level, your status? So I can do that all by, maybe I have a text field that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use text field, text view, and another text view, maybe another text view also, and then maybe this guy also we're going to use as a text view. Here we are. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger. You know, there is a size parameter, maybe make it 20s. Similarly, this guy, I'm gonna make it 20. All right, so here we are. So this is the number of drinks. Okay, so now it's gonna be under here, and 1 and 2, and maybe we put a little bit of margin. This is gonna be the number of drinks. So this is going to be number drinks. Here it is. And then similarly, this one is going to be under that, and this is the BSC level. Okay, here we are, and this is going to be BSC level. All right, here it is, and we can initialize that to be BSC default, and this is going to be BSC level, and I'm going to put it at 0.000. all right, okay, and here we are. So that becomes the BSC level, and then under that, the number of drinks, click on the string again, add value, and I'm gonna call it no, or drinks default, and I'm gonna see a number drinks 0. all right, here we are, and okay. So here it is. I have the number of drinks, I have the BSC level. I can also have your status. So basically, let's say we do this one, and we go here. We can do the space again, you know, just to center things out. So let's do that. So I'll go layouts, space, pick the space, put one here, and then one there, and then one under here, and give it a little bit of a margin. Here's my space, right? Okay, so I have the space just to tell me where the center is. I'm going to take this and move it to the side of the space. Here we are, right? I can even remove the okay, cool, so that this one goes down here, and maybe give it a little bit of a margin. Here it is. This is your level. And then similarly, this one is going to be whatever the value is. Okay, so I'm going to take this one to be the top here, and then this one goes to the space, and then all the way here. All right, good. So that's this, and maybe this one we can expand it to take the whole screen, give it a little bit of a margin to the sides, and a little bit of a margin to the side, and so on. All right, so we have the text already set up. We have this one is going to be your status. So click here and click on plus string value, your status, and it's going to be your status, and here we go. Okay, and okay. So here it is, your status, right? And this is the status, right? So we can also set up the width. The width is already set up to occupy this whole screen. The height, we can make it a little bit bigger. Let's say we make it 30 dp. What happens when we do that? It's a little bit bigger. And then also we can change the alignment of the text, right? So we can make the text align, let's say center. Now the text is centered. There is also a way to change the text to align also the vertical alignment. You know, you can find that, you know, straightforward. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Text alignment. You could see here center, and there are anyhow. So you can find that. That's easy, right? So now we are very close. We can even now to change the color. You know, we need to go into the project values, colors, right? So now let's add a color. So basically we'll add. There are how many colors that we need to add? I think there are 3 colors. Let's see. Does it have? Let's say if I go in here. And this is going to be the safe color, right? So now what if I click on the palette? Okay, here's here now it says open system preferences. This is in Apple, and possibly in Windows it has the same thing. Let me see if I can do this here. Here it is. and give it access later and so on. So now I click on the palette. Now I need the color, and here is my color. All right, perfect. So I have the save color. Now if you scroll out a little bit, there are other colors like the be careful one. Okay, so now this is the save color, and then we have the be careful color. So basically this is going to be the be careful. Okay, and then the last one is going to be over the limit. Okay, I click here, I click on the inspector. Here's the over the limit. Very good. And then this one is the be careful one. Okay, good. Here it is, and the be careful. Very good. So I have these colors already set up, right? So now what I can do is, in the beginning when the app starts, you want to be safe. Okay, cool. So now if we go here and click here, you know, changing the color and taking care of the case that where the color is a lot of ways to do it. You know, if you really want to do it in a little bit different way, what we could do is that this is the text, right? We can add a view. So we can click here, add a view, you know. Let's look at the split. So where is this? It's here, and you could say, for example, vertical align center. So basically, you know, see here it's the text. Nope, I want the vertical alignment. So vertical. Okay, let's see if there is a line. Text alignment is center. So basically it's center already. Let's see if we do options enter, gives us, or sorry, control enter, and you could see that these are what you could do. So you could do center. Okay, so it's like this. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it for the time being, but anyhow, I can change it such that maybe I can have this text is inside a view, and that view is what the color of the view is what changes. You know, I can do that. So what I could, let's do this. Okay, so now let's go back to the design. Instead of this, I'm going to delete it, right? I'm going to add here a view. Okay, here's a view. It's an empty view. Here is it's a huge view, yes, but we can make it smaller. All right, here is the view. Okay, here is my view. Alright, here is the view, and let's say we take this one to the end of the space, to the top of the space, and then this one goes, here we are, or maybe we take it here, and then go back to the design, the attributes. Let's say we add a little bit of a margin, let's say an 8 or maybe a 16, here we are. And then this guy could be here, aligned to the top. Okay, here we are, and maybe also the bottom part also aligned to the bottom part here. Now the height, we can fix the height to be, let's say the height is, let's say 36 dp. Okay, that's the height. And then, or maybe 30 dp. Okay, and then the width, we can just make it 1 and 2. This is the width, right? So here it is, occupies the whole thing. So now it needs, oops, let me just here is the view. I want it to occupy okay, 1. Okay, here it is, occupies the whole space here. Okay, good. So now this is the view. So this is going to be the status. Okay, the status view, right? And then what I could do is I would like its background. I click on here and I pick my color. So basically from my colors, I pick the safe color. All right, here we are. So basically I have the safe color as part of what I'm trying to do here, right? And then similarly, I can add the text view. Here's my text view. And I can make the text view at the top and then at the bottom, and then the text view occupy the whole size here. And then basically now the text view, I just want to make the color of the text. Okay, so here it is, text appearance, text color, click here, and I want to make it white. So basically, is there white? Here it is, and white. Good, so here it is. And here's the text color, and basically I can make it so this one is the status, text view status. All right, here we are. So we're good. We're able to add this. We can make it a little bit bigger if we want. So we can make it a little bit bigger, maybe 16, and then similarly this one make it 16. And we're good to go. So I have the text here, and then we're gonna make it UR safe, right? So basically we can go in here, and the text we click here, and we add UR safe string value UR safe, and this is gonna be you're safe. Okay, you're safe, and okay, and here we are. All right, good. So basically this is the UR safe and so on. Right, so that's this case, and then we can add the other strings later. So then basically if we run this, let's try to run this to our emulator. No, I don't want this emulator. I want to use the other one that I have, which is, let's say, 31, and run it. Okay, so now when I run it, I'll get an idea of my design, if it works or no. But again, you see I am building the design from top to bottom, right? And I'm making sure that I provide constraints and so on. So here is the layout of the app. Okay, and you can see that we added enter weight, the female and male, and so on, set weight, right, the reset and the add drink, number of drinks, and the BSC level and the weight. So basically we know that this weight needs to start as 0. So let's go in here, and this one is going to be the weight. So let's go back to the attributes, and this is going to be the weight. Okay, here it is. Just name it correctly, remove the text. Here it is. So this is going to be the weight. This radio group is the radio group for the drink size. We have the buttons. We can remove the capitalization by clicking here twice. Similarly here, click twice, and so on. So I have that already. We have the UR safe, and this is the status. You know, one of them is text status, and the other one is the view status. So we have both of these. We also have the BSC level, and we have the drink. Okay, good. So basically now let's go and write some code. So now in order to write the code, before we do that, what are the components that we need access to? We need access to this one. We need access to the radio group. We need access to this button, and we need access to the weight, you know, this text view that is going to receive the weight. We need access to the radio group, and so there are so many of them that we need access to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the code, I'm going to copy it, okay, go back to the project, go to the activity, and I'm going to comment out and paste it. So basically I'm going to comment and paste all the layout here so that I can copy the IDs. All right, so here we are. I don't need this is the constraint layout. I need the edit text weight is this edit text. You see here there is an edit text called weight, right? This is the edit text weight. So I have an edit text. Here it is, and I'm going to call it edit text weight. Here it is. That's the edit text that holds the weight. Options enter, import that class. So here I already have the edit text weight, so I already have access to it now. or at least have the variable that's going to hold it. Okay, let me comment out. I removed the comment. All right, so now I have this one. Now I need also the radio group. So I don't need this one here. There is a radio group. Here it is. Here's a radio group, and here it is the radio group gender. Here it is. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to use find view by ID, but I think in the future we are going to use binding, view binding, which makes life much easier. So this is the radio buttons. I'm not going to use them now. And then there is a button called set weight. I'm just going to put it as a comment here. There is a button called set weight. We're going to come back to it. So that's the button here. There is a text view that is I'm interested in, which is this text view, which will hold the weight. And here's the text view. Okay, so I already text view, and here we are, text view. Okay, cool. So we're done with the text view. Here we are, and here we are, and we don't need all of these. These are all labels. And then another radio group. Here is another radio group. Here's another radio group with some radio buttons in it, right? That holds the alcohol amount. Right, here it is. And then this is the alcohol percentage. All right, this is a text view. So this is the alcohol percentage, whatever shows up here, right? This is whatever is going to show up here. And then we have a seek bar, which is going to be seek bar. And here is my seek bar. Okay, I can call it the alcohol seek bar just to be more consistent. So design, here we are, and scroll all the way here, seek bar, alcohol. All right, here it is, copy that, go back here, seek bar is alcohol and semicolon. All right, so that's my seek bar. Okay, that's the seek bar. Okay, and I have that text also. Then you have these two other buttons, the reset button. Okay, I'm gonna add them as comments. Control-G. I have a reset button and I have add drink button. There it is. Okay, and delete these. Here it is. And then the spacer, I don't need anything related to the spacer. This is the text, this is the number of drinks. This is another one here. This is the number of drinks here, and then we have another one which is the BSE level. Here it is, also the BSE level. Okay, so we are done with these. Okay, and then we need also, we don't care about the space here, we have the view status, right? So that's this one. Okay, here it is. Okay, options, enter to import the class, and then we have a text view status, which is the text view that's going to hold the status. So here it is. We have all the components that we need to bring in, right? Yes, these are all the components that I need to bring in. So now I know that I need them. So when I'm going to do edit text here, equal find view by id r.id dot edit text weight. So that's, I'm done with this one. So I got this one. These are the ready group. So here's ready group genter equals find view by id r.id dot, and here's the name. That's why I use the same, give the same name as the name in the layout so that I could reuse it, right? Here it is. And then this is the drink size. Here's the drink size. All right, so this is our ready groups. And then I have all these text views. Here's the first text view equals find view by id r.id dot the weight, and then similarly the alcohol, here's that, equals find view by id r.id dot, and here we are. And then similarly this one, text view number equals find view by id r.id dot this, here it is, the number of drinks. And then similarly PSE level, find by id r.id dot this, here we are. And then similarly the status, all right, here it is, equals find view by id r.id dot, here we are. Seek bar, all right, equals find view by id r.id dot seek bar alcohol. And then similarly the view status, same story, equals find view by id r.id dot id dot, and here we are. All right, it can't find the seek bar status. Here it is, we find it. That's perfect. So we have all these values, right? We can also set up these buttons if we need to, you know. So we'll come back to the buttons in a little bit. So basically we have all the components. Let's see if things run after we changed the we did change a little bit of, we added some code, and the app works, no problems, right? Okay, now let's try to set up some of the logic now. Okay, so in order to set up this logic, let's have a look at what the logic should do, right? So basically we already set up the layout, right? We have access to some things. Now enter the weight. So basically the weight, male or female, right? It's gender. So there is a gender component, and then there is a weight. Okay, good. So now the interface should be created to match the user interface. Okay, here is the string. So basically there seems to be some kind of a user profile that the user has to enter first. They have to set up their profile first, right? So now what I could do is maybe I create a class called new Java class. I'll call it, for example, the profile, right? And in that profile, let me just minimize that. So basically in the profile, it has a string, maybe a string gender. Okay, that could be one. And then also it has a weight, so a double weight, right? Weight. Okay, so basically that's it. And then basically I could create a constructor, let's say an empty constructor to start with, create a getter and setter, options, command N, getter and setter. I need both of these. Here it is, right? So, and then maybe I can create okay, here is a constructor with both of them here. All right, so basically I have the profile, right? Okay, good. So now what I could do is when the user clicks set weight, I'm going to set up the profile. Okay, so now I'll have a profile variable here, so I can in here I can have a profile variable and profile. So it starts off as null, right? Now when the user clicks the set weight, so basically I'll do find view by id r.id.button set weight, and then I'm going to do add on click listener or set on click listener new on click listener. So basically now what I need to do is I need to make sure that they enter the valid weight, right? So in order to figure out if they enter the valid weight, I will use the try catch, right? The try catch. Why? Because I will know I will have to change the weight to a double, right? The string to a double. So let me remind you of what we did before. We're going to do string, and this is the entered weight equals edit text weight dot get text dot to string, right? And then we're going to do the weight. So basically we're going to do double weight equals double dot value of and then enter weight, right? So basically that's what's going to be the value, and that's what's going to cause a problem if they didn't enter anything or if they entered a valid number. So we'll do try catch, and this is the number format exception, and so on. So basically we're going to do this sensitive operation inside the try block. We have a weight, right? And then we need a gender. So basically we'll do string gender equal female, right? Female. So basically we'll do that female, right? And basically what we need to do is that in the gender, we already, if you look at the app that we have, we already pre-selected female, right? And similarly, they pre-selected one Oz. So basically, in order to pre-select it, we just do the checked, and then it's already pre-selected. So when the app runs, this is already pre-selected. So if we run the app, let's see, you see it will already be pre-selected female and pre-selected ring size. The user cannot unselect it. They can select something else, but one of them is already selected. Okay, good. So now what I could do is I want to know which one did they select. So basically I need to use the gender radio group. So I'll do that. Let's say, for example, if gender radio, here is the radio group dot get or checked item. So get checked item button ID, it gives you the ID of the one that's checked, is equal to r.id.radio button male. If it's male, then we're going to change the gender to equal to male, right? Is it male or female? So basically that's what we're doing here. So basically we got the gender. Now if everything is good, we want to set up the profile. Okay, so we'll do profile equals new and profile, and we're going to send it what? If you look at the profile, we created the constructor that has the gender and the weight. Okay, good. So basically we're going to send it the gender and the weight. So we created a profile variable that sets up the gender and weight. All right, so that's when we do this. And then if you don't enter a valid number, we're going to say we're going to do a toast, maybe toast, and we'll go, for example, enter a valid weight, right? Okay, so now we're good here. We are able to set up this. Now if we go up here, let's see what they are doing. Upon clicking the set weight, display the entered weight, okay, and gender. Okay, we'll do that. Clear the edit text, clear any previously added drinks, and so on. So that's stuff that we need to do. I will copy this from here, and I created the profile. Then I need to do these things that they indicated. So I'm going to do a comment here. I'm going to paste that stuff here. So basically I need to display the, okay, so I need first to display this. I'll do that. Clear the edit text. I'm going to clear the edit text, okay, and then clear any previously entered drinks, and we'll talk about drinks in a little bit once we see how we can calculate it, right? So we'll do that and then set up the UI back to what it was. Okay, good. So we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, good. So we're here. Good. So now what we need to do is display the weight and gender as indicated. So basically the weight and gender is going to be indicated like this. So now how do I do that? I'm going to go in here. There is a text view that the weight text view. So basically I need it to show something like this. So basically I'm going to do it, let's say text view weight dot set text to string dot value of, okay, string dot value of, and that is going to be the weight variable, right? And then plus the gender. So basically I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the gender. Okay, so now they want it between brackets. So here is one gender and then plus again and add the bracket here. All right, so basically here it is. That's what's going to show. So I already did that. Display the entered value, clear the edit text. So I'll go to the edit text, which is the edit text dot set text to empty. I clear the edit text and then clear any previously added drinks. We'll look at that in a little bit. That's the only thing that we didn't do, and while the gender stuff is done. So let's run it and see if I'm able to do this. Here we are. If you don't enter anything, let's say we don't enter anything, it shows enter valid weight. Let's say I put 100 or 150 as they indicated, set weight, and here it is female, and maybe we put a space here and so on. We run it again. Okay. All right, go here, put 100 and click here, and it shows female. Okay, and we're good. So basically it wants LBS also, so we can do LBS and run this again. Pounds, yeah, right? So basically 150 pounds and set it, and here we go, it shows 150 pounds. So we're good. So the weight is perfect, right? And we clear the value as indicated, that we clear the edit text and so on, right? So now, okay. Now use the ready group to allow the user to select their gender. We did that already. What if we change it to male? Let's do that, and we do 100, or 1000. Let's see. These are hypothetical numbers, and it's working. Okay, good. So we're able to add male, female, and so on, and so on. Okay, good. So now the second part, adding drinks. All right. So it seems that the user can add multiple drinks. Each drink, the user is going to pick what? He's going to pick the drink size and the alcohol percentage. All right. So in order for that to happen, what I would like to do is create a drink class. So then create a new Java class. I'll call it drink. Okay, I'm going to track the drinks that the user enters. So drink. And as we indicated here, the drink has a size and has an alcohol percentage. So we'll have a double size and percentage. Okay, here we are. And then I can create a constructor and that has both of them. Here it is. Maybe create also an empty constructor. Okay, here's a constructor that select none, and then a getter and setter. Okay, getters and setter for both of them, and here we are. So basically here is the drink. I have a drink class, and it seems that this user will be able to add drinks. So this means that there will be a list of drinks. So maybe I can have a list of drinks here. So basically I can have here an array list of drink, and I call it my drinks, right? So this is the drinks, and I'll create it to be a new array list. It's empty. So when the app first starts, there is nothing, right? Okay. Good. So now let's worry about some other things here. So we created this drink class so that we could it will hold our drinks. Now I want, when I move this, I want this text field to change to indicate whatever the percentage that the user has picked. So that's also straightforward. So this, we can do that here, right here. We can do that here, and this is the seek bar. Okay, so basically seek bar alcohol set on seek bar change new on seek bar change listener, on progress changed, on start tracking, on stop tracking touch. So on, maybe on progress changed. What I'm going to do, I have the progress, how much it went, and I just need to change the text field. Where is the text field? Here, which is the text view alcohol here. So basically I go here and say dot set text to string dot value of the progress, and then I concatenate to it a percentage, right? Now we can also go into the layout, and that field we can make it to start with so basically what does it start with? 12%. So it seems that it's starting at 12. So basically this guy needs to be at 12. So here is the maximum. The progress start at 12. Here it is. and then this guy's text is going to be the default. We call it default percentage, and it's 12%. Okay, and okay. So basically it will look something like this as we start. Let's run this again. Alright, so it will look something like this as we start, and then as we drag, we already set up the, if you look at what we did is seek bar alcohol seek, and then we change it to look something like this. So as you could see, as we move it, the value changes, right? Alright, good. We have that set up already, right? So we're good here. Yep, so we are good here. We set up the seek bar and we're good with the seek bar. Now let's see. So what does it tell us to do? The user should be allowed to add drinks after they have set up their weight, and if the user attempts to add a drink before setting up their weight and gender, show a toast message. So now, how do they add a drink? Let's see. So adding a drink requires them to click add drink. So basically when they click the add drink, what I will do is find view by id r.id dot add drink, right? Dot set on click listener, a new on click listener, new on click listener. Here it is. Now, how do I figure out if they set up their weight or no? I can do that by, if you look at setting up the weight, we set up this profile variable, right? So what I could do is that if the profile variable is equal to null, right, then I am going to ask them to, else I'm going to do something else. So basically, if it's equal to null, I'm going to print out a toast saying select your weight, right? The toast set up your weight, right, and gender, right? Alright, so now when we run this, you see here, when you click on, see, if you try to add a drink, it will tell you you have to set up your weight and gender. If you set up the weight, it will enter a valid weight. So now if, let's say I do 150 and I click on set, now the weight is set up. Now when you add a drink, it's not showing you this error message, which is going into the else. Alright, good. So we address this situation. If the user attempts, okay, so now the drink size radio button allows the user to pick drinks of this size, and then the alcohol percentage is a number. We did already take care of the seek bar. So now I need to get first which drink size. So I have a double size. I don't know which size they picked. Let's say 1 to start with. So basically it's either 1, 5, or 12, right? So basically it's either 1, 5, or 12. So now if the drink size is this, then I could say if the I will use the radio group of the drink size, right? So if the radio group to drink size dot get checked item, right, equals r.id dot radio 5, then it's going to be 5, else if, and so on. So basically else if it's not the 5, then it's going to be the 12, right? If it's the 12, here is the 12 OZ, then the size equals 5, size equals 12. So I already have the size situation solved, you know, because I already pre-checked. So if you look at the app again, if we run this app again, you see that we already pre-checked 1, so there has to be one of them selected, right? So if they select 5 or 12, we can catch it here, and if otherwise it has to be 1, right? So we already took care of the size. Now the alcohol percentage, we can check to see how do we get the alcohol percentage. So it's double, and this is the alcohol equals, we need the seek bar, is the seek bar dot get progress, get its progress, you see here. So get progress is the value whatever it is, right? So what we could do, check to see if the alcohol percentage is not 0, right? If alcohol is greater than 0, we'll do something, right? Else then there will be an error, toast. And then, so for example, set up the alcohol percentage, right? Alcohol percentage, right? Something like that, right? Good. So that's this. Else we'll do something, right? So basically else we are going to take care of the situation where there is a drink. So we just create a drink here. So drink, we have a drink equal new drink, and we're going to pass it the alcohol and the, so if you look at the drink variable that we created, or the drink class that we created, has a constructor, gets the size and the percentage. All right, so let's call this percentage also, just to be consistent. Percentage, right? So basically, so it needs the size and percentage. Here's size and then percentage. All right, so here we are, we got the drink size and the percentage, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the list. So I'm going to add it to the drinks list, dot add drink, right? Here it is, and we're good here. Good. So now I'm going to add it to the drink list, and then I'll have a method that just takes care of the situation of displaying what this drink list, what is the alcohol amount and so on, and calculates these two and so on. All right, we'll do that. All right, so basically this is how we add a drink, right? So now they say that when you click adding a drink, the selected drink size should be used to add a new drink to the maintained drinks. We'll do that. Have an array list, update the number of drinks to show the number of drinks. So we can do that also. So we'll go here and we can update the number of drinks. So basically, how is that? So we'll do text view number of drinks dot set text to whatever we want it to show, and it's going to show what? Show number of drinks and then the number of drinks. So it's going to show something like this, plus string dot value of drinks dot size, and here we are. So basically that's going to be this. So now if we run it, you at least will see the number of drinks as we add. Let's say 150 pounds, set that, and then we add a drink. You see here the number of drinks is going up. All right, so what's left is just to manage this BSE situation here, right? So how do you calculate the BSE? All right, so let's have a look at the equation, and that is going to give us an idea. So basically, it says that there are a couple of things that we need to calculate. There is an R value that is 0.66 for women, and okay, and men is 0.73. So that's the R value, right? And then there is the weight, and then there is A is the for each drink, right? For each drink, we are going to calculate A, which is the size of the drink times the size of the drink times the percentage divided by 100, plus the next one, the size times the percentage divided by 100. You add them all, and that gives you A. Right? So basically, let's do that. So basically, let's say void calculate BSE. Okay, BSE, and basically it's going to calculate the BSE based on the number of drinks. So basically what I could do is I can move all of that stuff here. So basically I can cut this from here to here, and that becomes your calculate. I'm going to call this method here calculate BSE, right? Add the drink, calculate BSE, right? Cool. So now what we could do is this here. Now we could check to see if the drinks dot size is equal to 0, then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something else. So basically now you have to be a little bit, are we dividing by anything? Yes, we're dividing by the weight times R. So let's make sure that when the user is setting up their weight, we take care of the situation where the weight is not 0. Do we do that? We don't. So basically we do this here, and if that is the weight, then we need to make sure that the weight is greater than 0. If weight is greater than 0, then we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else. So basically, okay, so we're going to cut this from here and paste it here. Else we're going to have a toast message saying that enter a valid weight. Okay, here it is. Okay, enter valid weight. Cool, we can do this. Okay, good. So basically we are sure that the weight that the user enters is greater than 0, right? So basically if we arrive here, the weight is greater than 0. I'm trying to avoid the case where we divide by 0, right? So here it is. I need to calculate what A is, right? So A is as indicated here. Okay, so basically now if that's the case, if the drink size is 0, I'll just say text view alcohol or BSE level dot set level. We'll worry about this case in a little bit, right? So let's not worry about it here, but anyhow. So now how do we calculate it? So we need to loop over the drinks for each drink and do this math, right? Okay, so now we'll do double. This is a value of a, this is the value of a equal to 0.0, right? So that's this, and then I'll do for each drink in drinks, right? In drinks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this math. I'm going to say value a equals, and now basically what I would like to do is multiply these two numbers together and then divide by 100. Okay, so now what are these two numbers? It's the drink dot get size, okay, times the drink dot get percentage, then divided by 100.0. okay, so here we are. That's the, so now this is value a equals value a plus that. So if you scroll up here, you'll see that what we're doing here is a is just the multiplication of the percentage by the size divided by 100 plus the next drink and so on, right? And yeah, and so on. So basically this is just an example, right? So that's 1.5. No, it's 1 also. Okay, good. So then basically that's just an example. That's a. So now after leaving this, we have exactly what a is, right? We have a, we multiply by this, divided by w by r. Okay, good. So now what is r? So we'll do the same thing. Double. This is the r, or value of r, equal to, now it depends on the gender. So let's say we'll start with it being 0.73. okay, and then you check to see if the profile dot get gender is equal to female, right? Then we're going to change value of r to be the value for female, which is going to be 0.66. all right, so basically this is just to take care of the situation of the gender, right? So what's the value of r? We took care of value of r. We have now a, we have w, and we have r. So basically we need to calculate the BSE percentage. So I'll do that. Okay, so the BSE percentage, double again, double, this is the BSE, equals a, which is the value of a, okay, times, here's times 5.14 divided by what? Divided by w, which is the weight. So it's profile, okay, profile dot get weight times value of r. So that becomes my BSE value, right? That's the BSE value. And then basically all we have to do now is just display the BSE value. So basically we'll say BSE level is, so there's text view for the BSE level dot set text, okay, dot set text, BSE level is now the BSE string dot value of BSE. all right, here we are. So now that should calculate the BSE value as we go, right? So here it is. We are going to call this every time we do this here, right? Then every time we do this, now there is a case where they say you have to clear any previously added drinks and clear the BSE and the UI as shown. So basically what we need to do here is we'll do drinks dot clear, okay, and then we do calculate BSE, right? So that should take care of it. So basically this means that this takes care of the scenario when you don't have any drinks, right? So basically we'll do this and then we'll check to see if drinks dot size is equal to 0, right? Then we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else, right? So basically the else is going to be this scenario, and this one is going to go here, and it's going to BSE level. I'm going to say BSE level is 0.000, which is the best case, 0.000. right? So here it is. If it's equal to 0, we're going to do this. If not, we're going to calculate the value and set up the BSE, right? So now we also need to set up the color, right? So basically set up the BSE and also set up that you are safe. So text view BSE dot set dot no, there is a text view BSE level or status dot set text to you are safe, right? So that's this. And then also the text, there is a view status dot set background color to r dot color dot save color. All right, so cool. So set background color. So let's see if this is going to work. Okay, set background resource ID. I don't think the resource ID is going to work. So background color and get color. Okay, here we are. So basically we need a color, but this is the resource ID, so we need the color, get color, and you can see here it's set up correctly. So that's the case when it's this. Now here we just need to do some math, right, because we have the BSE values, and here it is. So copy this from here and we go here and paste it here. So now I could go in and say if the BSE is less than or equal to 0.08, right? Else if BSE is less than or equal to 0.2, and then else, that's the case here. So basically the first case you are safe and the color is the color of you are safe, so this is this case, and then we have the other ones. So this one is that color be careful, right? So this one we're going to say be careful. So here is be careful. Okay, and then otherwise you're over the limit and it's going to be red. So here is over the limit, over limit color, and we're good. So basically this is the case here. We took care of the colors also and calculate BSE. So basically, and where are we calling it? When you add the drink, we just call calculate BSE. Alright, so let's run this and see. Now I'm going to use the example that they have had here, right? So basically here is the example, right? And in that example, the user adds the first drink. So it's 150 pounds female. Okay, 150 pounds female. All right, here it is. Set the weight, and here it is. And then it's 1 ounce and it's 30, and add drink, and here it is. We'll worry about this formatting in a little bit, but we have to just decide how far we want to take this. But anyway, here it is. And then they add a 5 ounce drink for 26. Okay, here it is, 26. Add drink, and here is 0.83, and it says be careful, right? Scroll a little bit, and then we add the third drink, which is a 12 ounce drink, and it's at 20. Add drink, and here we are, 0.208. All right, so now what I would like to do is to format this double, right? So basically there is double that's being displayed here. I would like to format it. So let's have a look at, I'll get here, and I'll say Java format double. Right, so here it is. Here is double. I don't know what this is, but let's see. Here it is what I'm looking for. String format, and I'm interested in just and here we are. So I'm going to copy this from here just to play with this. Here it is, and let's see. So what we're looking at is the formatting of the BSE when we are doing the string value of. So I'm going to put this here. So basically we're not going to use string.format, string.value. we'll do format. This is what the format going to look like, and then this is the BSE. Now we want to use let's go back here, and it has percentage. Let's see. All right, so let's see how this is done. Okay. So I want it to be only 2 decimal places, so let's try to do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to, here we are, I'm going to remove the comma, and basically I want it to be 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So I'm going to do 3 decimal places. All right, so now we run this again and have a look. All right, Okay, now enter the weight. See, if I try to add a drink, it's going to tell me no, you have to set up your weight first. So 150, set up the weight. The first drink was what, 1, and it is 30 Oz. Add drink, here is 0.6, 5 and 26, here's 26, add the drink, and here it is 0.83, and then 12 at 20, and it says over the limit. And we took care of the formatting situation here. So what else is left? What if you change, what if you set the weight again? Let's say we make it 200 and it's a male. We do that. Now it sets it up correctly here. Let's say we do this, add a drink, it creates this, add another drink, add another drink, add another drink, and so on. Okay, good. So it seems that it's working. You know, we are able to do most of the stuff that is needed here. You know, we're able to address the situation of adding a drink, and then if the reset button is clear all the added drinks, reset the UI to the state, enable the add drink button. Alright, so when you click the reset button, that's what's left. Alright, so let's do that. So now when you click the reset button, where are we going to do this? So now we scroll all the way up. Now when we click the reset button, find view by ID, r.id.reset, okay, dot set on click listener, new on click listener. So basically, if you look at the app, where is the emulator? So we look at the emulator. So I need to, I'll clear up this weight. So this, the profile equals null. I'm going to set the profile to be equal to null, right? And I'm going to the text view for the weight. I'm going to set the text to empty. Here it is, right? And then similarly, I can, I need to clear the drinks. So drinks dot clear, that clears these drinks. And then I'm going to do calculate BSE. It takes care of clearing this side of the world. Now, if I need to maybe bring back the gender to female, for example, and the drink size to 1 Oz, so I can do that. I could do radio group gender dot set or check, and basically you could say, you could check what r.id dot radio and female, so that checks the female. And then the edit text weight dot set text to empty, so I can set up the text to be empty. And then the drink size, I do the same thing, radio group drink size dot check the r.id dot 1 Oz, here it is. And then similarly the sigbar dot set progress, or I could say progress, set progress to what? To I think it starts at 12% or something. I don't remember. Let's see. It starts at 12%. Okay, good. So 12. Let's see if this works. So run this, and here we are. Okay, make this guy a little bit here. Click on reset, and things seem to be fine. Let's do the change things a little bit around. Do this. Add 1, 2, 3. Close this. Click on reset. You see everything is changing, and it's good. So we are able to address these, right? And we're able to manage our events, and the layout is set up correctly. The logic seems to work fine, and we're good to go. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.